Although, speaking of music that is pretty metal, there's been a few death battles that have gotten some pretty epic tracks, but before they became official, Brandon Yates has this little thing he does on his channel, as well as Werewolf Studios. I believe they do their fan requests as well, don't they?
Yeah.
So, before a lot of death battles, people obviously wanted that epic music. Because I think over the years, as death battles got more and more popular, people, even if you're not a fan of death battle, many people have come to the agreement, like, even if you don't like death battle, their music goes hard. Like, I've seen those short videos where it's like death battle music be like, and it shows like different type of dance and or animations going with the music. Like, I saw this one TikTok video where Squidward's doing that weird dancing from the talent show episode to the Doctor Who versus Rick theme, which is like, how does this fit so well?
Yeah. I mean, I've even like fought up some fights for the fanfic I write, while like playing death battle music.
Yeah. Heck, there's even some I listen to while I'm at the gym. Like, seriously, listening to Bowser vs. Eggman's Game Over while I'm lifting weights is really good. It is so motivating. But it led to some people talking about certain episodes that have gotten official episodes. But we've also thought about going back to listen to fan ones, or at least, requested ones to Brandon Yates or Werewolf, and seeing, which do we think sounds better than the other? And yeah, there's been a lot of death battles that have been made, like, fan requested, that would eventually get death battles. Because, big shocker, a lot of these are popular requests.
Yeah.
The first one that came to my mind, which, funny enough, I will say it only came to my mind because I remember hearing the music first, but only knowing about the character when the death battle came out. Vengeful Berserkers came to mind when we were doing this third topic. For those that might not be aware, yes, this was a Brandon Yates commission for Guts versus Dimitri, which is funny enough, a year later, they would eventually get this death battle. And this might be a hot take. I actually think the fan commission's actually better than the official episode.
We only just started this topic, and I already disagree with Bill. That was fast.
Okay, here's my reason for that. Now, don't get me wrong. The theme that they have for Guts versus Dimitri, one, I will say, the art for it does still look pretty bad. Whereas the fan-requested one's nice and simple. It just has their weapons slashing over the Blue Lions banner, but the Blue Lions banner has the Berserker armor. I don't know, it's a nice touch. It's nice and simple.
Did that one ever get like a remaster after the musical got pulled?
I don't remember. I've only just listened to the soundtrack, so I'm not too deep into the lore of the music. But yeah, now the reason I say that this music is, better than the other one, I just mean in terms of, like, one, the music does fit the fight. Like,
it did.
Right. Now, what I mean by it fits the fight, it fits the whole bloody violence of this fight. But I will say, after playing Three Houses on many routes, and, okay, I will say, that art picture does go hard. But yeah, after playing Three Houses and obviously growing up with Berserk, which, once again going to my edgy bitch phase, I will admit, the music for Vengeful Berserkers, I feel as though blends both the music of Berserk as well as the Three Houses music a lot better than this one, because, again, I feel as though the theme does work in the content and the fight, and on its own, it is really good to listen to. I will admit, I do have a hard time trying to hear the lyrics in the fight. And, I'm not usually that sort of person that cares too much about lyrics when it comes to music. But, Omni-Man vs. Homelander's lyrics are really good when you hear them and know the context of it. Same with, like, other music, like Game Over from Bowser vs. Eggman. Like, the lyrics just make the soundtrack sound even more epic when you know the context of the lyrics. And, despite, me struggling to hear the lyrics, I do know the lyrics, of course, like, I have read them while listening to the music. I've seen many AMVs of people adding that music as well, so with lyrics. I don't know, despite the fact that Vengeful Berserkers doesn't have any lyrics, unless there's a vocal one that I'm not familiar with, I feel as though it just blends both the Berserk and Fire Emblem music really well together. Like, it doesn't feel too out of place, whereas the one in the fight is good, but I feel like it just works in the context of this bloody fight. And not really in this... Maybe it could work for a Berserk scene. I just don't think it really fits the Fire Emblem theme where, yeah, Fire Emblem can be quite dark at times, especially Three Houses, just oof. I played all routes and it is not for the faint of heart. Rated 12 for children. Thanks, Nintendo. Seriously, I'm still surprised at the age rating of a lot of Fire Emblem games. I'm just like, are you sure this is for children? But I feel as though both tracks are solid. I just think after playing Three Houses, growing up with Berserk and watching it, I do feel as though the music of Vengeful Berserkers just fits a lot better. And I'm not wrong about this. Someone eventually did an edit of the fight with this music in the background instead. Praise to them, because I cannot do that for life or money. I do not know how people can take away music out of a scene and then add another one in. Right, and I've been editing videos for 5 years. I'm not even kidding. By the time we're recording this, it's actually my 5-year anniversary. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
Hooray.
Overall, I do feel as though both tracks are strong on their own. I just feel as though Vengeful Berserkers just feels more fit into these two characters because it has the blend of their soundtracks mixed in. That's my take on it.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I'm probably not going to be shocked by this because I was kind of wanting to talk about it, but really think about it, I feel as though Mate is already planning it. Mate, do you want to talk about a certain soundtrack that you've both requested and you also eventually got it official? Well, unless you want to save that for last.
You know, we can save the first one for last, I guess. So if you have any others that you want to talk about.
Well, I thought we would just go like, you know, I'll say one, you say one, Sean says one, then I'll add another.
Oh, okay. I mean, I guess one I'll talk about is a Flash of Darkness, which was the Goku Black Reverse Flash commission.
That is a good one. I've listened to that soundtrack a lot.
Yeah. However, I think Reverse Rose, like, I think that's just a better song. And just like the lyrics of it, it just it goes so hard.
Yeah, I thought that track was nice. I never really listened to the commission.
I do like the artwork of Flash of Darkness, where it shows a reverse Flash's hand doing its like typical like, you know, vibrating so it phases through things, but it's also in the style of the key like bladed hand that Goku Black's really well known for.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, it's perfect. It's like both their signature kills. It's just, hey, let's blend them together. Do you have anything more to add to that?
I mean, I really just think, well, because one aspect of doing a commission track is like, it does give Brandon like a chance to like outdo himself, because that is something he generally likes to do. And I think, you know, Reverse Rose is a good example of that. Sean, you got any?
I have an interesting one to talk about, because there was actually a commission track made official that wasn't done by Brandon, but there was. I'm just looking at this commission.
Oh yeah?
I think I know where this is going.
But in short, it was the Dojo versus Maki one. It was originally called Curse People.
I have to admit, I wasn't actually aware that one actually had one. When I was going through a lot of Brandon Yates tracks, that one actually never appeared in, when I was looking for his channel. I've probably...
Yeah, that's because this wasn't by Daryl. Daryl does commission tracks too. And this is the first one that he got commissioned for that became official. And like, I do really like Who Wears the Crown a lot. Even though it is like almost the like commission track, funny enough.
I'm actually just going to quickly listen to it in the background while you talk about it.
Like the commission track's like 4.5 minutes. The official track's only 2.5. So basically, it was I don't know, but I quite like the fact that Who Wears the Crown just sounds really nice. I think it was a really good track for season 10. And they're all about to show up with people too. I feel like in a way it took the best parts about Curse Control and then he emphasized that in Who Wears the Crown with some lyrics at.
Yeah, I still stand by. I thought the music for the actual fight was pretty good, and I'm just currently listening to a little bit of the music now. I put it on a separate browser just so it doesn't interfere with recording. I mean, I'm probably going to have it in the background anyway when I'm editing the video, but I do think the build-up is a lot stronger than the official one, but I do think, as I'm only at the 20-second mark, I do think the official one has that bump as soon as the fight starts. Like, it has that boom into the fight sort of beat.
Yeah, I think it takes the best parts about Curse Control and then they're able to make Who Wears the Crown. And it really does show like how he can do it pretty well. And also Bill got to learn something new.
Yeah, I suppose there's that. Still listening to the track now, and yeah, it does have it's good. I can't deny that, even though I'm not too fond of Who Wears Crown. Not that it's a bad song, it is still a catchy like theme tune for the fight, a really good fight, I should say. Not one of my favorite death battles, just because the analysis is still rather eh. I do think Who Wears the Crown is definitely better than this one. This one's still good in its own right. I just think Who Wears the Crown just has, like I said, at the start of the matchup, it has that bam, here's the fight starting sort of bit.
That's fair. I just thought it was like a really cool thing, like the best of that into the official track. And then of course, like, the fact that we cover at least one devil track is always nice.
Yeah, do you want it? It is a solid track. It does sound pretty good. I might add it to my playlist and give it a listen to after the recording. It has a good ring to it.
Yeah, I'll admit I was listening to it more and more like not that long ago.
Yeah. I believe it's going to be Bill's turn here. He is prepared.
Right, this one I just kind of want to go through quickly because one, I remember listening to this quite a bit when it first came out, but I'm going to also immediately say which one I think is better. Hard-Boiled Fury, as good as you are, game over just has you beat.
It is one-sided.
Yeah, it's like, I want to try and make a case, like, when I was listening to it, like, oh, it has that nice little jingle. It's like, look, it is good. I'm not disputing that.
No, see, Hardball Fury walked so that Game Over could run.
Yeah, Game Over didn't run, mate. It flew into the sky like Superman.
No, it went Fury Bowser.
On Hardball Fury. That's what it did.
Like, okay, here's the reason why you immediately won over this episode at Game Over. I don't know why I'm speaking to it like it's a person. I just haven't sat in the room. But you had the guy who sung the freaking Virgil theme from Devil May Cry 5. I'm sorry, but what more can I say? And I was even speaking to Jaru about this last year because he got into episode. He loved that episode so much he was gonna force his family to watch it with him. I remember him telling me that. Like,
he's like, my friends made me go back to my old stuff. Now he wants to be forced to watch it again.
But the thing that I loved about, again, we will talk about lyrics and stuff. Like, here's why the lyrics work so well in Game Over. Like, the first start of the music, it's like it's really good. It's very catchy. It doesn't really sound like a Mario or like Sonic music, but I feel as though it does have that boss music. You know, there's always that final boss music that's like that epic sort of theme. Like, you know, Mario and Sonic have that very like childlike, innocent music when you're going through like, you know, the casual levels and some mini bosses. but let's say like Sonic Adventure 1, when you fight the final form of Chaos, there's that heavy metal music playing and everything like that. Or even in Mario Wonderland, when you have to deal with Wonder-powered Bowser, there's that very ominous music that plays. And I think this track just blends both together. And just the lyrics alone, like, you know, the one that's probably the most watched when it comes to that song, when it says like reshape it all in my image, it's like that works so well for both those characters.
It really does.
And a nice little detail I like when you look at the music from the fight perspective, when it says smashing your shell, it's so fragile. It's the moment when Bowser smashes like the Eggman mech suit. Kind of like saying, like, you know, it's like an ironic thing, like, my shell's not the fragile one, yeah, it's like ironic. It's like, you know, Bowser's not the one with the fragile shell. It's very evident, Eggman, you're the one with the fragile shell. And, you know, the behold the king, as Bowser's like blocking the piss beam. Because, you know, Eggman tried to piss on him. And you know, me and Bernie watched that death battle as well. We love that shot of when the camera's panning around, shows his minions looking at their king as he's deflecting. Like, and just the lyrics for that just goes so hard. Like, behold the king as he stops the beams. It's clearly evident, like, it can be seen like both ways. One, it's like, behold the power of this king who's firing a planet-busting laser beam. But also, behold this king who's standing in front of his army to stop the beam. Like, Hard-Boiled is still good, but that's all I can really say about it in comparison to this. If we didn't have Game Over, then this one would be seen as like a really solid track. I think it's probably my favourite of the ones we've talked about so far. Especially the midway point. The midway point is when the music really starts kicking in. But yeah, I think I just wanted to just talk again about this music, because this music is pretty epic. Like, I don't really know how much more I can really say that. I will say, though, about what Hard-Boiled Fury does have, though, that I think does take over Game Overs. I do like their thumbnail for it over the Game Over one. The Game Over one's still pretty good, but come on, man. Eggman's face, but also you kind of see the little Bowser bits in it, and also Bowser's arm, like, crushing the Eggman, like, mech suit arm. It's like, that goes hard. As well as, like, the fight.
I actually have a question about the cover art for Game Over. Why are there 8 Chaos Emeralds?
That's a question for John.
I need to look that up. I need to see this.
Yeah, there's 2 green ones.
Oh my god, there is! Oh wait, do you think that could be like the Master... Yeah, could that be like the Master Emerald? Because that's what powered up the egg, the Death Egg.
No, in the fight it was the Chaos Emeralds. The Master Emerald was never brought up.
Yeah, I guess that is true. But in the game-wise, that was the thing that powered up the Death Egg. It was the Master Emerald. That could be an oversight on their part, but that is the one that, you know, I could see, like... But I can't unsee that now. Also, when I did see the thumbnail for this, am I the only one that thought the Death Egg was looking terrified at the Bowser? Because at first I thought those were sweat marks above its eye, but it turns out that's actually Bowser's teeth. It just... I legit thought this is like the Death Egg realizing I am dead. Like, I am about to die.
True.
I guess I'll give the towel to your early mate again, and then we'll end it off with Sean talking about his one that he's interested in.
Well, if Sean's what we're ending it off with, then I guess I'll talk about the very first one that went from commission to official.
And into the Mr. Crabface.
Titanic Shadows and Thunder Shroud.
I had a feel I was going to think about talking about that, but I thought mate's probably already considering that, so let's let him talk about this.
Now, why would I want to talk about him?
Oh yeah,
because money.
Actually, do you know what? That's a good point, mate. Yeah, I don't see why he'll be interested in it. So, Sean, why don't you talk about these tracks? No, mate, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if I'm gonna die.
He's to put the Raph picture, just Sean's face over it. I'm in danger. With me and Sean, me and mate just in the bus, the driver's seat.
Yeah, like, look, I love Titanic Shadows. I even remember like trying to picture the Blake v Mikasa fight in my head, like to that music. But I think Thundershroud just beats it.
It does have a better name, I will agree with.
I actually think Titanic Shadows is a better name.
It just sounds like a ninja porno.
Maybe that's what Blake was reading.
Yeah, let's go with that.
I don't know, someone did.
You know what? That's the book Blake was reading, Titanic Shadows.
Oh, God. I don't want to know what the main concept of that story will be.
She was getting to the good part and then Mikasa shot it. Anyway. But just like, okay, the music like harkens back to an Attack on Titan track. But also I want to say the lyrics. The fact that people mistook it for Casey Williams.
I mean, everyone said that since like the preview came out. They literally thought, I think it was James or
yeah.
I mean, I legit thought it was as well.
Yeah, that just shows like how good she is. So it just feels like the perfect blend of like Ruby and Attack on Titan to me.
Yeah.
And also like the lyrics, these monsters are people, like, you know, the revelation that Titans are humans, or you could even say that about the Hound.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Like, turns out like someone in our server besides Trade also really knows the lyrics of the Trap Out because of the question I had in this little Jeopardy. It was literally feeling the lyric and like knew what the lyric was for Thunder for help. It just shows
and also the lyric, they gave you their lives and you still need more.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, fits well with both.
Lyrics-wise, yeah, I do think are really good. I will admit the fan-requested one does have a better beat to it, but I think over time, as I've gone to like Blake vs. Mikasa a bit more, that song has, like, it's grown on me, and sometimes when I'm on my SoundCloud and I just hit random and that music comes on, I'm like, hey, you know what, I like this track.
I remember once Red Runner, like, edited... Well, actually, it was either Red Runner or somebody, but they edited Blake v Mikasa so that it was Titanic Shadows over the fight.
I bet that was the same person who did...
I already brought up.
Yeah, I was going to say, I believe they did Guts versus Dimitri as well, so we come full circle.
Yeah. I'll say some parts of it work better than others. But, like, you know, Thundershroud has that added advantage, like, it was made to go with the fight. Because, like, Brandon Werewolf, they get, like, little previews of the fight early, so they know, like, okay, so at this part, ramp this bit of the music up, like, you know, to get the timing down. So that's just always an inherent advantage that the official tracks do have. Like, at least when watching the fight.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but also, yeah, these tracks do mean a hell of a lot to me.
I feel as though at this point... I was going to say, I feel like at this point we are definitely aware how much this particular episode means to you.
I'm just talking about the music.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, they are good. I won't ask how much you spent on the commission, because I do know the prices for these aren't exactly McDonald's cheap.
Well, the prices have also gone up since.
Curse COVID.
The first pack, cheaper.
But, yeah, is that all you have to say, mate? Do you have anything else you want to add for it? I mean, it's Blade vs. Meek, so I'm pretty sure you do.
I could, but... Like... I mean, I guess I'll just end it on, like, what way to kick off the commissions, like, turned official.
Yeah. Was that actually the first ever one to actually get a death battle first? Damn.
Yes.
Yeah, this was in like the first batch of commissions, which came out around the end of season 7.
Wow, that is actually crazy. I don't want to make it sound like Dan talking Plate versus Mixer. That's just not the matchup I expected to be the one of the first. I thought it'd be like Megatron versus Frieza or something like that. I got it, but no, do you know what? Fair enough. Actually, I'm pretty sure that episode came after Plate versus Mixer.
Yeah. I mean, Megatron Frieza was in that same batch.
No, that's fair. That's all. Both those tracks, I think, are both equally good. That's just one I'll throw out there. I thought both were equally good. So, Sean, do you want to end things off with a particular one that stands out to you?
Well, we talked about the very first one. Why don't we talk about the most recent one? Wrath of the Gods.
I was kind of hoping that would be the one.
I mean, it's kind of why I wanted to do this topic. Like, when we were talking about, like, oh, what was it? And then this one was supposed to be a live topic.
I will say,
I think it's also very cool that while Brandon and there was working on this track, they were taking most of the track for himself.
I will say, thumbnail-wise, Wrath of the Gods just looks so much better.
Oh, for sure.
I swear, in Kratos Option, they were making a reference to that art, but it also could have just been a reference to License. Yeah, I think it also just shows like the difference in tone that both Brandon and Derek can do when it comes to a commission matchup, because these tracks sound so different to each other. Well, Wrath of the Gods is more of a fast-paced, epic kind of track. Anger, as it's translated to Icelandic, is apparently the language origin for this track, which is why I'm not pronouncing it.
Yeah. I didn't actually know what the name of the track was, so when I heard Anger, I'm like, hey, you know what? That's actually pretty accurate. Wait, that wasn't even a pun. What am I talking about?
Yeah, it just shows like different style as well. They were at work fight on that. And today, yesterday actually, we actually posted the actual lyrics, and the lyrics are really nice for this. But being able to do a different style for a raptor, I think, is pretty impressive, especially considering what most people thought Kratos Option was going to be, and then how it turned out. Those skills are fantastic, because when it comes down to prefer the faster pace or the slower pace cinematic stuff.
Yeah, I do think Anger does work in the concept of the fight, and it is good. We never really brought that up in our review. The track was good. I do think Wrath of the Gods, I'm listening to it now, just has that beat to it, though. Like, it just sounds so epic. Like, you could picture this track at any boss fight in both their games.
Yeah, and again, with some details of some commission tracks, being able to do a track like Anger, I think was really nice. Like, having the ability to have someone who worked on a commission track on the official track, again, like we talked about with the show. Not the show, what was that? My brain's not, my heart is still there.
Yeah.
I just think it's really cool to have these two different styles.
Yeah. Again, though, the thumbnail for this just goes hard. Like, compared, the Anger one is not terrible. It's like I just thought it looked a bit generic compared to the fan requested one. Man, like, one, it's a nice reference to Azor's Wrath.
Well, that's the thing. They don't bring up with these like tracks, so the band tracks are only stuff for simple like branded server, like a Death Battle fancy. Like our buddy Eason does a fair amount of branded cover ups.
Yeah, I think to end up, is that all you want to say, or do you have any more to add?
I think just to end it off for this track in particular, it will definitely come down to: do you prefer faster pace or cinematic pace? Which is something I really enjoy, like seeing that we can have two different styles when it comes to the official episode.
Yeah, like, I think my final takeaway from this, because one, it sounds like Sean's been dying this whole episode, so we should probably wrap it up.
I haven't got any pops off to be there.
I think my final point, or I guess what we'll probably agree to, is that the Brandon Yates and Darewolf, like, commission tracks, they're all really fantastic songs in their own right, and obviously I do respect that when they actually get these episodes officialized, they're going to get actual music for it. They try and outdo the commission track. But I do think what we can take away from this, like, even if these never got official tracks, and actually no, these did get official tracks, but I don't think, while one could be seen as better than the other one, it doesn't take away the fact that Brandon Yates and Darewolf made really epic tracks for, when you really consider, yeah, they had to get paid for these, but at least they got something that not just the person can enjoy when they're doing anything, whether they're thinking about this matchup that could potentially happen something. They just got a genuine good track to go with their money's worth, and now everyone can enjoy it. You know, and these, obviously these views aren't doing like the crazy amount the official death battles do, but like, look at Hard Boiled Fury, for instance. Like, it came out 3 years ago. It is near like 150,000 views. Flash of Darkness, that's got like 100,000 views. It's like, and even Wrath of the Gods, well, that didn't come out. It's almost been a year since it's come out, and I believe it's on like, yeah, it's just near an 80,000 views. Like, people do love these tracks. Like, obviously, yeah, as soon as the official ones come out, like, I can imagine more people have listened to Game Over more than if listened to Hard Boiled Fury. But my final takeaway from this be, people, like, if you've not actually listened to the commission tracks first at any point, give them a listen. They are really good tracks. Like, obviously some might be objectively like lesser than the official ones, but I think some of these do deserve to be listened to, because some have aspects of them that I think the official one didn't do well enough. Like, for instance, like the Anger one compared to Wrath of Gods. I think Wrath of Gods just has that really like epic sort of final boss type of music that these games are known for when they have those epic themes for their boss fights. And even stuff like Vengeful Berserkers, I thought blended both the Fire Emblem music with Berserk music much better than the music we got for that official episode, which felt more though fit into the fight itself, but still a really epic track to listen to.
Yeah.
Overall, I'm actually kind of curious, people, like, are there any commission tracks that we haven't spoke about that have become official death battles you want to say your piece on, or hey, maybe even share death battle soundtracks that you're looking forward to eventually getting an episode?
We do have some confirmed ones.
Indeed, so who knows, we might be seeing some more of those in the future.
Yeah, whether that be Remnants of the Soul, Will of the Drill, Masters of Monsters, or Covenant with Hell.
I think that's my final say, is like, you know, give these tracks a watch. They're really good, and overall, I just enjoy the official ones we also got with them. While I think some might be better than the other ones, I think the commission tracks deserve some love as well.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good point to end on. Are you guys down for that?
Yeah.
Alright, with all that said and done, thank you all so much for watching. If you want to see more of our content in the future, and if you want to stay updated on our content, be sure to join our Discord. We host events, we play D&D, and we also just do little hangouts where we just chat and just talk about random bollocks. It's fun, you should join us. Or we'll find you. We'll find you.
Do it.
Anyway, creepy threats aside, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed more content like this in the future, be sure to subscribe and stick around. We'll have more content like this in the future. Farewell, everybody.
I won't be sick next time.